Really good opponent in Louisville here on Saturday. Been very impressed watching them play. I think they really guard hard. Very good position team. Tremendous environment. One of the best environments in our league. Playing with a lot of confidence. Jordan Dwar, I think's all-league player. Really could shoot it, drive it. Just a really good player. They're 5 men. They got 2 5-men that Williams and Enoch that can both make threes, that have great size, gives them great depth. Cunningham's been terrific at point guard for him, and has tremendous assist turnover numbers, so he really takes care of the ball, can make big shots. Just a really good team, well coached. Chris does a really good job with his guys. They're very well set up, and we know it's going to be a very difficult game.
Coach, what's your message for the team after another heartbreaking loss like that? How do you keep them still stay positive and get focused on this one?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot out there still. Obviously, we're disappointed with the way that game ended. We didn't play our best, especially, our defense for about 8 or 9 minutes in the second half got away from us, and they made a bunch of shots. We did not shoot the ball very well. You go back and look at the films, and we really had a lot of good looks. Just one of those games where it's been a little bit frustrating this year, where we've had some games where we've gotten open shots and guys just haven't made them. And we probably didn't make quite as many tough plays as we've made in the last 3 weeks. Whether it's getting a couple offensive rebounds, a couple extra defensive rebounds. I thought our activity level throughout the game was better and got better, and we knocked several balls loose, got some transition baskets. We actually fumbled a couple balls in transition that we could have finished. We missed a layup or two. It was just kind of a tough situation in terms of finishing plays for us on offense, and it's hard because we got down and came back, and Marquise made a great play on a drive and got fouled and made 2 big free throws to give us the lead. We got a stop. We come back down. We get the ball to our best player. Makes a really good drive. Excuse me, and has a high layup finish that doesn't go in, and then we actually get back and get our defense set and really do a good job of stopping the initial thrust, and a little bit of bad breaks. They bank one in on you. Hits the glass twice and rolls around. So certainly it was disheartening, but you just can't wallow in it. You can't feel sorry for yourself. We've got extremely difficult games in front of us, starting with Louisville on Saturday. They had a heartbreaker too, so it happens in this league.
How important will it be for the team to come out strong like you did with the Pittsburgh game after the North Carolina
Yeah, I
State
think
loss?
I do hope we get off to a really good start. I think that would be good for us, especially on the road. They have a great environment. It'll be loud. I'm sure their team will really be amped up and geared up after what happened in their last game. And they'll respond properly, and we know that we've got to come out ready to play, and we better be ready for a physical game, competitive game, and we're gonna have to play one of our best games of the year to win.
You spoke of the environment, difference of 2 different cities, you tale of 2 cities, whatever you want to call it. But Miami was, really a quiet and really weird place for you guys to play at, and then you're going to walk in this raucous environment.
Yeah.
How do you keep the guys, like you said, get them focused up so that when they start that game,
I think the thing that you worry about in an environment like what you're going to see at Louisville is just it sometimes can take you out of your what you really need to do. You can try to do too much. Guys will really be excited to play. There's no doubt about that. It's you play in front of 20,000 people. It's an electric place to play. So, but if you're not careful, you can become excited and bouncing around, and your focus can get away from you. You might take a shot or two that you normally wouldn't take because you're pumped up, want to do something really well and really good for your team. Defensively, you might, not be as disciplined, and you might gamble and try to make home run plays. I think, as much as anything, when you play in these kind of environments, just maintaining your discipline and focus and playing within yourself is important. And hopefully with an older group that our guys are ready to do that.
You touched on it being an older group. Have you gotten what you kind of expected out of Shelton and Marquise specifically? obviously on the floor, but also just within the locker room and leadership?
Yeah, I think so. I think those guys have really tried hard and want to be good leaders, and that, you know, their personalities are just not such that they're going to be the most vocal guys all the time. That's just not who they are, and probably if they tried to be too much of that, it wouldn't come across as genuine. But when it's, you know, when it's been important, those guys are certainly vocalizing things to our team in huddles and in the locker room. You know, they've tried to encourage the young guys, especially when the young guys were struggling a little bit there. You know, so they've done a, excuse me, they've done a good job, but it's not easy for them because it's not their nature to be this really loud, big personality person. There were a couple times in games I've had to encourage them to be a little more vocal, especially when we're playing in a place like Louisville, and the communication with me will be restricted to some degree. You just can't have quite as much communication, and when they're down at the other end, whether on offense or defense, they've got to be really communicating with one another.